Hello students, how are you doing? You're welcome to LODS lecture series. I'll be taking you through a quick tour on Echo 202, Introduction to Microeconomics. This video is for study session 6, Mathematical Determination of National Income Equilibrium. Recall from the previous study session, we've discussed so much about national income determination of aggregate demand. We also talked about the withdrawal and injection of national income approach. Do enjoy me as we go through this video. Outline of the study session 6. After you might have studied this session, you should be able to explain the theory of multiplier. You should be able to calculate equilibrium of national income. And lastly, you should be able to define acceleration principle. What exactly is the theory of multiplier? The multiplier is defined as the ratio of change in national income to the change in the expenditure that necessitated it. The change in expenditure may come, for example, from new government spending arises in exports or from households' consumption expenditure accompanied by a reduction in household savings. All this may necessitate a change in national income. This is the first examples of national income determination. If you look at the example says the equilibrium national income can be established in a general form. Y is equal to C plus I, where C is the consumption, which is also equals to BO plus B1Y, where I is equal to IO. Now we are asked to find the equilibrium national income in this model. So we have to construct it like this. Since y is equal to C plus I plus G, and we are given that C is equal to BO plus B1Y, and our I at equilibrium is equal to I naught. In this case, what we just to do is to substitute this C. Since our C is BO plus B1I, so we have our Y to be equals to BO plus B1Y plus I, which is our investment, plus G in the original equation. So we arrive at this. In this case, let's try to collect like terms. Y should go to Y. Y minus B1Y, which is equals to BO plus I plus G. So, and this I too has been given that at equilibrium, our I is equal to I naught. So we have Y into bracket 1 minus BO. We've made this Y to be outside, and our BO plus I naught plus G. So now what we need to do here is to divide both sides by 1 minus BO. If you divide both sides by 1 minus BO, we have 1 minus BO, 1 minus BO. In this case, our Y, this cancel this. Our Y will now be equals to BO plus I naught plus G over 1 minus BO. Now, my question is this. You may be asked in the exam that what is the coefficient of the national income? The coefficient of the national income is this 1 minus BO. This may be useful if you want to calculate our multiplier, which is K. The multiplier is K, and the multiplier is equal to 1 minus the coefficient of income. Our K will now be equals to 1 over 1 minus B naught. So now, let's quickly move to the derivation of equilibrium income in example 6.2. If you look at this, the question says y is equal to C plus I plus G, where C is equal to b naught plus b1y, and our I has been changed because we are working at equilibrium. Our y is equal to, our I is equal to I naught plus vy, where G is also equals to G naught. Our G is government expenditure, don't forget. Let's try to work it out. We have it like this. Since y, since y is equal to C plus I plus G, then our C, in this case, B naught plus B1Y, and our I, which is the investment, has been changed to I naught plus V I naught plus Vy. So now then G is equal to G naught. In this case, it's very simple. Let's try to substitute our C, which is B naught plus B1. We have our C, Y, to be equals to B naught plus B1Y plus our I, and I has to be substituted too. We have I naught plus Vy, then plus G, and our G has to be substituted too because we are working at equilibrium, G naught. In this case, let's try to collect like terms. We have Y here, we have Y here. So our Y will now be equals to Y minus B1Y minus Vy is equal to, we have B naught plus I naught plus G naught. In this case, let's try to look at the common terms. We have Y, this one remain 1, minus B1 minus V, which is equal to B naught plus I naught plus G naught. So now what we are trying to do here is to try to collect, try to divide both sides by 1 minus B1 minus V to arrive at the national income equilibrium. We have divide through by 1 minus B1 minus V over 1 minus B1 minus V. So this cancel this. So we have Y at equilibrium to be equals to BO plus I naught plus G naught over 1 minus B1 minus V. You may be asked to find the multiplier. Our multiplier K will be equals to 1 over the coefficient of the equilibrium, which I told you in the last slide. I said your coefficient is 1 minus BI minus V. 1 minus BI minus V. That is our multiplier effect. So now, let's try to move out the multiplier process calculation. If you look at the example above, given above, we have a simple microeconomic model of a closed economy as Y to be equals to C plus IG, C to be equals to 10 plus 0.5Y, your I is equal to 20 million naira, the G is 40 million naira. Suppose investment expenditure increased by 50%. What multiplier effect with this change in autonomous investment have on the national income? If you look at this multiplier process calculation, it's very, very simple. What we now to do is we look at the investment expenditure when it is increased by what? By 50%. Let's have the calculation as this. Since our Y is equal to C plus I plus G, then we have C to be equals to 10 plus 0.5Y, and our I to be equals to 20, and G is 40 million naira. This is a million. So your investment is 20 million, then the government expenditure is 40 million too. But there is one clause that they said investment expenditure is increased by 50%. Automatically your investment will now be equals to what? 50% of 20 million plus 20 million. So we have 50% of 20 million is 10 million plus 20, so we have 30 million. So now, but let's try to get the equilibrium, national income equilibrium first. Our Y is equal to, what's our C? Substitute this C. C is 10 plus 0.5 Y plus our investment is 20. Then plus G, our G is 40. When the investment has not been increased, your investment should remain 20. So in this case, we have Y, when you collect like times, 0.5Y to be equals to 10 plus 60. So now, 20 plus 60. So we have Y into brackets 1 minus 0.5, which is equal to 80. So if you collect like terms, we have Y minus 0.5Y, which is equal to 10 plus 20 plus 40. In this case, our Y, 1 minus 0.5, is equal to 40 plus 20 plus 10, we have 70. So now, if you collect like terms, we have Y minus 0.5Y, which is equal to 10 plus 20 plus 40. So our Y, 1 minus 0.5, is equal to 70. If you collect like times, we have Y to be equals to 10 plus 0.5Y plus 20 plus 40 implies Y minus 0.5Y, which is equal to 70. So if you factorize, we have Y into 1 minus 0.5 to be equals to 70. So now our Y will now be equals to 70 divided by 0.5, which is 140 million. So now the next thing to do here, since we have gotten our equilibrium income, is to find our investment when it is increased by 50%. Then after that, we now get our what? Our multiplier. The multiplier effect is equal to 1 over 1 minus b, which is equal to 1 over 0.5. So now, to get our multiplier, we have k to be equals to 1 over coefficient of the equilibrium income, which is 1 minus 0.5, which is equal to 1 over 0.5, which is 2. The implication of this is that if the investment autonomous expenditures is increased by 1 naira, it will result in a 2 naira increase in the national income. When the autonomous expenditure is increased by 50%, that is this 50%, automatically the resultant multiplier effect on the national income will increase our income by 2 multiplied by the investment. So now let's try to get our national income equilibrium where investment is increased by 50%. So now when the investment is increased by 50%, our I will change to 30 million naira. So now our y will now be equals to c, which is 10 plus 0.5y plus the investment 30 plus g is 40 million. So now our y, if you collect like times, we have y minus 0.5y to be equals to 10 plus 30 plus 40, we have 80. So upon factorization, we have y into bracket 1 minus 0.5, which is equal to 80. So if you divide through by 1 over 1.5, 1 minus 1.5, you have 1 minus 0.5. If you divide through by 1 minus 0.5, we have this. So now, this cancel this. We have y to be equals to 80 over 0.5, which is 160 million. You can see that our income has increased from the previous 140 million that we got to 160 million as a result of what? Multiplier effect. So, acceleration principle. The principle of acceleration states that a change in consumption will necessitate a more than proportional change in production or capital stocks required for the production of the consumer goods. We have come to the end of these study sessions. Hope to see you next class for study session 7. Thank you for listening.